I'm Mitch Panal. Today I bring you another video. Today we are doing Kroot Crisis suits. Specifically, I'm doing a 3-man squad. That's it. And they're all going to be different armaments. So I'm going each Crisis suit has a specific role. Sergeant being long range and mass fire. Second in command being a brawler and anti-tank with melter weapons. And then the final one being the third in command, being sort of a private, is flamers. His whole thing is getting close and just light up the infantry. I also will be building this adorable little dude, Tunk. Meet Tunk the tank drone. He is my favorite. He is awesome. We love Tunk. Tunk is great. Alright, let's get into the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Starting this kit bash, I grabbed the Crisis suit. Crisis suits kit. Three Crisis suits, 6 drones. I'm going to do them 2 twin link plasma rifles or las rifles, and then 3 markers, marker drones. Now for the Crisis suits, I'm going to do them pretty much as normal. Only difference is I'm going to add a Kroot head where the optical head should be. So it's just like a Kroot's head sticking out the top. How they get their head there, I don't know. It just is. So that's how we're going to run it. I build the kits pretty much to instructions. Except for one. The Sergeant. Now the Sergeant I have an idea for. I have an old Sentinel from Imperial Guards that I used for my Deredeo Dreadnought scene. The Deredeo was standing atop a renegade Imperial Guard or a rogue militia, and so I've just taken that and I've broken Deredeo by accident. So I thought I'd repurpose the body of the Sentinel. And the Sentinel will be reused in here. I take the Sentinel's exhausts, measure them up, realize they're too big, so I cut them down so they fit the back of the Crisis suit. This will be my Sergeant. This is really the only kit bashing I do. Because, well, that and I make Tunk. Tunk the tank rover or tank drone. Tunk uses the Sergeant's back propulsion system that the Crisis suit uses, and uses them as like a hover's tread system. So how you do it is you take the 2 back ends, put the exhaust parts, the small little ones, at the bottom, take the assault or the twin link las rifle drone, clip off the rifles, stick the rifles together, slide them between the tank like this exhaust system, keep the bottom, like the middle part of the rifles, like the little joiner to the drone, intact except for without its pins, then glue the drone head on top of it all. It will make a lot more sense because I can't explain it very well. So you'll see Tunk throughout, and I'll tell you when you see Tunk, just to make it a little bit easier. Visualizing it is a lot easier than it is to verbalize it, in my opinion. It's a very simple kit bash. It's just the assault drones with 2 extra bits, and it rearranged in an odd way. I like Tunk. Tunk is cool. We all like Tunk. Tunk. Depends how you want to pronounce it. I'm going to call him Tunk, even though it's spelled T-U-N-K. Just tank. Just instead of A, it's a U. So, Tunk. We'll see how that goes. So, how I've done these Crisis suits, I've got 2 that are doing like step ups onto something, or up on things, and then I have a sprinter. A Crisis suit that's at full sprint Does it look great? It's alright. The step up looks much better. Taking that, I build up some bases. I just take some bit of sprue and some random junk I find, some cords, a little bit of plasticard, and I make a step. Just some random device on the ground that these crisis suits thought, I'm just going to walk over it, I don't care. That's kind of the idea. That's what I've gone with. That's what we're going to do. Let's see how that turns out, which is... Meh. I built up these bases. Now you'll notice I don't do them on all three because one's a sprinter. It don't need a step up. So it gets what it's given. Here, nothing too crazy. I attached the Sergeant, which is the diesel punk-esque crisis suit. And then the second in command, which will be the Tau plasma cannon dude. He's gonna have 2 plasma cannons. Is that effective? Is that a great game meta? No. Will I do it anyway? Yes. That is all I need. And then I got a sprinter. So I'm going to do sprinter with flamers. Second in command, which is this one here I'm working on, is going to be the muscle and close range support. And then the sergeant will be long range gatling. So he's just going to be spraying and praying. Second in command is going to be gorilla and just blow holes and things. Mainly tanks and stuff. And then the sprinter is just infantry. So I think it's a well-rounded team. I do add, yes, these Kroot rifles from, I believe, the carnivores, or I have a mix of carnivores and fast stalker rifles, so it's just the Kroot rifle on them. They get it at various places, they get them. And Kroot heads. I put a little bit of sprue goo in the necks of the crisis suits, and then just put a head in there. That's it. That's the real kitbash, and that is all I'm doing. Because I couldn't figure a way to carve a hole big enough to fit a Kroot torso in without completely ruining the model. So this is my way around it. This is how it's going to go. Yeah. Now Sergeant is they're all getting those little like shield things. Little like... I'm pretty sure they're shields. Aren't they? This doesn't tell me anything. This is... gun drone. Yeah, marker drone. That's not what I want. Where's the... Whoop. Nope. I don't know. They each get a little shield thing. I don't know what it's called. What's it called? I don't know. Look at the shield. They all get like a unique head thing, except for Runner and Enforcer. That's second in command. They both get the missile silo, with the Sergeant getting like the radar or Fox trans receiver. I don't know. It's just some dish thing it has. But yeah. Also, that Kroot rifle has been a pain. So yeah, I just attach this like radar thing on top of it, and that's all I do. That is Sergeant done. Let's get into the painting. Dark Model Air Dark Earth. I use this as a base coat and a foundation for this entire foundation for my entire army. Everything has Dark Earth on it. I recently got new ones, so we'll see how those go. This is Tunk. Tunk the drone tank. He is a legend. He is great. We all love Tunk. Tunk is a gun drone with the repulsor system, Model Air US Desert Sand, and one of their like sensor heads, one of the crisis suit's heads. Like it's just a front panel. But other than that, it's perfect. I actually do like this little like half paint scheme where they're like orange, like the dusty pale color instead of the full yellow. I might do that with my next broadside, because my next broadside will be a close quarters melee fighter. Model Air US Yellow Earth. This is my standard paint tone. Pretty much done the base tones. Nothing too fancy. The ground is always yellow. The drones, the suits, always going to have yellow, except for one broadside because it's just cool looking. I originally wanted to keep this tone for everything, but no. Citadel base, corn red. I use corn red as a base coat for all the red bits, which is all the tower insignia. Anything with like a round surface that has a trim gets red. So the drones and Tunk get some red. Tunk is a bit of a special case because he gets his little side bits red. If you want to see how I paint my drones, they're, well, here, and I have a short on my channel for it. Army Painter Matte Black. I use this on his little like repulsor system, his little like hover system. I don't know, I just like Tunk. Tunk is cool. You can't go wrong with the little buddy. He's just a little dude. God, we should be allowed to have just more drones. He just cool as hell. If I can make more, I would, but I like my crisis suits. So we make do with what we got. Army Painter Dragon Red. I use this as a highlight for all the reds. Pretty self-explanatory. All the drones, even Tunk gets the red highlight. Is it a great highlight? No, but it works. Tunk also is getting a red lens instead of the others, because all the other drones are going to get green lenses, Tunk gets red. Army Painter Matte Black. I use this to sort of rebase coat the weapons, so I can come in with a metallic dry brush and dry brush everything. So anything metal gets black. Or anything I perceive to be yellow, not yellow, metal gets black. Citadel Base Lead Belcher Army Painter Matte Black. I use this as the dry brush. I dry brush over all the metallic or metal bits I believe should be metal. And yeah. I am very happy with the way it looks. Citadel Contrast Blood Angels Red. I put a drop or a dollop of white paint on the lens of Tunk and added like a mean red lens. I will add a little bit more just to solidify that red. Model color white glaze. I put this in his little treads. Well, I say treads, his little hover system, because I'll use some OSL to sort of like show it off a bit more. And I tap the lenses of the drones and the plasma dudes thingos. What do you call it? Doodads. Citadel Layer Techless Blue. I use this as a base coat for the skin. Nothing too crazy. My same paint scheme I do for all my Kroot. Well, no, all my pilots. All the pilots get blue because they're operating something, and my lore behind it is that they've eaten a towel. Specifically the original owner of the mech suit or machine. Or whatever it is, the pilots are the ones that ate them. Citadel Layer Techless Blue, Game Color Electric Blue. I use this as a highlight and hit the edges. Specifically aiming towards the highlights and like little bits that would actually get hit light. And I do that to all three. Then using game color electric blue, model color white glaze, I do this to the final highlights and just tap where I want this. I also use some white glaze in the eyes because this gives me those nice eyes. What a nice base for the eyes. Game color moon yellow. I use this and dop it, or use a toothpick and just like put a little drop in the eyes. Is it great? No, but it's better than using a brush because I suck. Citadel contrast, striking scorpion green. I use this on the lenses of all the drones. Nothing too crazy, though the marker drones are a little bit more lens focused. Just a little bit. And I do that to all the drones. Game color fluorescent orange. I use this with a brush to kind of put a base coat down. Hit all the areas that I want them to be orange, and then I'm going to come in later with the airbrush and then airbrush it in to make it a bit more solid. Citadel contrast to frost hard. I use this combined with the airbrush to make a OSL effect for Tunk and his tracks. Well, his repulsor system. Nothing crazy, I just like Tunk. Tunk also got a drop of fluorescent orange on his lens to make it a bit more mean. Then using fluorescent orange in the airbrush, I airbrush around the plasma coils, or like the plasma cannons, just to give them that glowy effect. As I wanted that, they look great, I'm happy with it. And with that, we will be going into the reveals. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell so you never miss another video. And I'll see you guys at the end. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell so you never miss another video. I got it right that time. And check out my Discord down below. Trying to build a community, and you joining helps. I hope you guys enjoy the Kroot Crisis suits. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!